Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we're going to talk about this new $1,000 incentive that Tesla released pretty recently, and to show you a little bit of the back end, or show you how it potentially could work, or how it works so that you could potentially be able to get an extra $1,000 off of your Tesla vehicle, off of your purchase of a Model 3, Model Y, SX, or even Cybertruck. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. And if you've got a question you want to ask me, you can ask it at my Patreon group down below in the description. Today's live stream is partnered and sponsored with Aura, where you can protect your online data and much more, but more on that later. And so we are definitely, I don't know what it's called, but we talk about this topic a lot because I try to really stress how easy or potential, how big this $1,000 extra incentive, this new Tesla Everyday Heroes program is really casting a wide net for a lot of people to be able to get this extra $1,000 off of your Tesla vehicle purchase, of course, a new vehicle. In case you missed it, this is a newer program that has been enhanced by Tesla. It's $1,000 off. That does stack with a lot of other different incentives out there, including a Tesla referral code discount, just like the one down below in the description, where you can get 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. So definitely check out that Tesla referral code down below in the description first before placing your order. And so just to recap, this is for military, veterans, retiree, active duty, their spouses, and surviving spouses. And what's new that I really feel like adds a ton more people to be eligible: first responders, students, and teachers. And if you click these hyperlinks on this page, in fact, I'll go ahead and give you the link to this page so you can see it for yourself. You can see all of the different positions and everything that may qualify on students, teachers, and also first responders. First responders is a massive list of all of these different people, which, I mean, there is a lot of people on this list, a lot of different positions on this list that could be eligible. And so how it works, and the key thing here is this crazy sentence right here that tells you once your status is verified, you'll be redirected to the design studio. Just make sure you click a referral code link first before you open this page so that it can cookie to your browser, just like the referral code link down below in the description. And the key thing here is this: use the same email for vehicle purchase as your ID.me verification account email. So you can see there's a green button right here that's hidden by the bottom part, but if you click that, that goes you to the page where you go through the ID.me process, and this email that you go through has to match your Tesla account for the ordering for you to be able to get it. But take a look at this, because we love going to Tesla Motors group for the forums, and there's actually a thread talking about this $1,000 for a student, or $1,000 off for students, teachers, and also first responders. And check out this post, this comment. FSD goes beep. Thank you for posting this. Quote, "The ID.me email has to be the same as the email to register the Tesla account, which will be used to order the car, the Tesla. You can actually add a second email to your or your kids' original ID.me account. I did that so I could have a separate email that is only meant to be used with my electric vehicle stuff." So you can kind of see where this could be alluding to. And there's a full forum thread of people talking about these different things and everything. And so certainly, I mean, hey, an extra $1,000 might be, there's an extra $1,000 on a Tesla vehicle. And so certainly, all these different incentives are out there. And I know a lot of you out there that are right about to place an order of a deposit for a Tesla vehicle and everything. You would love to get that extra $1,000 added to your account. And so if there's anybody out there that has done this in the past or tried this, I personally have a friend that was able to buy a Model Y, and it was able to get this $1,000 incentive added to their Tesla deposit order and everything. And so let us know what your thoughts thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. That's a quick run through of how it works. And certainly how it works could be a beneficial to you to get that $1,000. And another news, check out this crazy looking Model Y in this satin green, pine green as they're calling it. It looks really good. And now it's got me wondering like, maybe we should do this color because, red's great and everything, but green, I want a green Tesla to see. And of course, these incentives and discounts are not new. Tesla has been really laying down all the different incentives and discounts and financing promotions and everything. Fred posted this full article with all these different things that are happening. And I really feel like as we get to the end of this quarter, maybe we get an enhancement in June, maybe we won't. I mean, one thing is for sure, maybe we do get some more demo status inventory as we get to the end of the year, or end of the quarter and then end of the year. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it and you should too. Thanks for that, everyone. Let's see who's dropped by. Blueberry, thanks for coming in. U-Haul, great to see you. Grab a beer, great to see you. Ryan, Yasser, Rick, and Josh Moon, thank you all for dropping by. Thanks for hitting that like button and everything. U-Haul, welcome, welcome. Yes, 100%. Wasabi, third. Ryan, thanks for being third. Yasser, my wife is a first responder. Would I be able to get that discount with my account? Yes. Follow the instructions as laid out on the first responders page or the America's Heroes page, and you should be able to get that extra $1,000 discount before you take delivery. Rick, if I am in first place, a chat, does that qualify me as a first responder? Rick, nice one there. I guess it does qualify you in some aspect there. Stripped down Cybertruck equals Slate response. U-Haul, oh, you think like there's going to be an even more stripped down one? Then, I guess if they took away like the steer-by-wire, the steer-by-wire is like a really great feature, but I guess they could super decontent it and get down to 39,990 and it would still have 4 doors and, I guess still have the Tesla UI system. Yeah, I guess people would buy it. Grab, I'm so getting me a Juniper. Nice, 100%. Yeah, Junipers are great. And 1.99, also a fantastic deal as well. Josh, wish they would bring back 1,000 or more referral with the low interest. Josh, yeah, 100%. And maybe it's coming back. Maybe Tesla kills the referral program, because the one thing with the referral program is that the last time it only lasted like 6 months, and we are almost at that 6 months period. So maybe we'll see if it sticks around or not. But I guess one thing is for sure, thank you to everybody that's used our Tesla referral code down below in the description and everything. In this next topic, here's Tesla demand's problem, or Tesla has got demand problems, but here's one way they could potentially fix it. Certainly Tesla is laying down tons of incentives as we've seen currently, 0% for the Model 3, 1.99% for the Model Y. But from my perspective, I think Tesla could get a lot more sales if they figure out a solution to this problem. Of course, easier said than done, but this problem is going to be negative equity. There was a lot of people that bought Tesla vehicles. Maybe some of you are in the chat right now that bought Model 3s, Model Ys, because you got to remember a Model Y long range was like $66,000 like 2 to 3 years ago. Performance, forget about it. It was like close to $80,000. And so all electric vehicles, including Teslas, depreciate pretty crazily. And there is probably a lot of people that currently own Teslas like 2021, 22, 23, 24, whichever maybe, and are completely massively flipped underwater with negative equity. And they would love to get out of their Tesla. Maybe their Teslas are even trying trying to end their end of their warranty and everything. They would love to, but they can't because they might have financed it and they owe more than what the vehicle could be worth. And of course, this brings into the debate like you shouldn't be buying vehicles with financing, but at the end of the day, tons of people buy vehicles with financing. So really, that's a different story there. But certainly, I feel like maybe there could be a solution where Tesla beefs up their loyalty program. And I'm not talking about like referral program or anything, but more so really reward people that have a Tesla now that have like maybe an older Model Y or an older Model 3. They want to get into a new one, they'll trade and maybe they'll help, Tesla will help with either financing the negative equity or adding some sort of incentive because they really don't finance any of that negative equity currently. And so if you're in a Tesla like that, you are kind of stuck and or maybe you go to an off brand that will finance that negative equity through outside banks and everything. And so certainly that could be an interesting solution to try and get there. There is plenty of a lot of other manufacturers like Polestar right now is offering $20,000 in incentives to get into a Polestar 3. So if I was someone that was $20,000 flipped and I could use some of that incentive money to get me in out of my Tesla into a Polestar 3. And so that's probably why Polestar 3 and Rivian and Lucid are having some good quarters. I mean, of course, there's other aspects to this, but maybe because they're offering incentives to try and get Tesla owners out of their negative equities positions and into Tesla vehicles. But let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. If you got some good ideas on how Tesla could get some of these loyal owners back into another Tesla, of course, with least negative equity and everything, let us know what your thoughts on it down below in the comments. But certainly that could be an interesting move for sure to get Tesla owners back into another one. Now that you've bought your Tesla or you're about to buy your Tesla, did you know that it comes with 0 accessories? Seriously, not even a phone mount. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In my opinion, there's a few must-haves that every Tesla owner should get, like a phone mount so your phone doesn't fly off during acceleration, a center console organizer because without it, you're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and my newest favorite, an invisible underscreen station mount from Jowa, a great place to store sunglasses. And all of these accessories plus more you can get from our partner Jowa. And you know these accessories are good because I actually use all of their stuff. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, you can save some money and support the channel as well. But Jowa doesn't stop at just the basics. They've got a wireless game controller that fits perfectly in the glove box, a portable air compressor for peace of mind on those long road trips, and even an electric scooter, because why walk from the superchargers or level 2 chargers? So not only will you save some money by using our promo code down below in the description, you can also get free shipping on orders over $120. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Thank you to Jowa for partnering with us on this channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. If you're just joining in, welcome. We're talking about this $1,000 America's Heroes incentive, how they added a ton more positions that qualify. So of course, not only military, active military, retirees, first responders, where there's a ton of positions, and also students and teachers. But the biggest thing here that I'm really trying to stress and I guess hit home is that, quote, use the same email for vehicle purchase as your ID.me verification account email. And then we found this post on Tesla's Motor Group that talks and basically says that you can have 2 emails with your ID.me account verification to get that extra $1,000. And I know a lot of you are interested in getting that extra $1,000 with your Tesla purchase and everything. Ryan, do you think that the current lease price for the Model 3 is a good deal or is it usually lower? Good question, actually. We're going to talk about that next. U-Haul, my tire inflator arrived in the mail. Nice, U-Haul. Congrats on picking up your Jowa one. It's nice, right, with the packaging and everything. And I really like it's USB-C charge too. I can charge that and it charges quick. And I was able to fill up a tire, then charge it in the vehicle afterwards and not have to worry about it being dead on the next one. Free full self-driving when trading in an underwater Tesla would be a good incentive that would cost the company nothing. Hey, yeah, like, I mean, the inherent value of 8,000, like if a lot of the used Tesla vehicles get that full self-driving when they're sold, they could try and pass some of that valuation to the original one. It could be an interesting one for sure. Core, not sure if you remember me when I said I was thinking about getting the Solterra before, but I drove a friend's Cybertruck, and that sealed the deal for me to get the new Model Y. Get it Monday. Core, that's a funny comment, actually. Maybe I'll write that as an X post or something. Drove a Cybertruck, and then you bought a Model Y. I was thinking like you would want to buy a Cybertruck after that, because once you drive a Cybertruck, it is very nice and a different feeling for sure. In this next topic, Tesla. Let's talk about leasing or buying. And really, don't make this mistake of there's actually hidden costs when you look to lease and try to do some of the, and we can do some of the math to see which one is the better deal for you, whether it's buying a Tesla or even leasing it instead, because there are some different situations where some could be better than others. But the first off, I'm going to start here on Tesla. So we actually have a deal spreadsheet that we keep down below in the description of all the best deals that are out there. And we try and keep track of all the lease interest rates because just like how when you finance a vehicle, you pay an interest rate, or maybe not when you're financing a Model 3 because it's 0%, but let's say Model Y at 1.99 or some of the other vehicles at 5.49, you're paying an interest rate when you're financing. Well, leasing, there also is an interest rate. Like here are some of the ones that are posted, and you can actually get this information from your Tesla rep that you're talking to. They have like a really fancy calculator in the showroom that shows you the interest rate when you're leasing it. And so we try and track it by asking a Tesla rep to send it to us. And you can see the best one right now is the Model 3 long range rear wheel drive at 2.76%. So that is something to keep in mind. Of course, when you're leasing, there's a bunch of different factors that come into play for it, like the initial capitalized cost, which you're starting at, plus like residual money factor, which is also known as interest, and a lot of other different things out there. But if you take a look at like the Model Y right now, or let's say you take a look at the Model 3, one thing's for sure to get right off of the bat, you definitely need to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. So you get 3 months of full self-driving that's added to your Tesla vehicle. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. But taking a look right off the bat, the Model 3 long range rear wheel drive is the best and one of the lower lease payments we've seen in a while. Here's why: because it's 0 down and 24 months. Last month, it was 1,000 down at $299 a month, which is kind of about the same. We have never seen a lower lease payment on a Model 3, and at that levels, it's almost a no-brainer when you look to lease it. And it makes sense because if we look at the interest rate as we were shown, it's 2.76%, which of course isn't zero, but we've never really seen a lower interest rate than 2.76%. One time we saw like an all-wheel drive at like the 2% or even 1.95%, but 2 or 1% is basically around the same thing with that. But there is a couple things you need to be aware about when you're looking to lease. And where you can find these different things are in the terms and conditions right here. But before we get into that, I mean, if you're looking to like if this is your first time buying a Tesla vehicle, leasing, you do get an easier rate of approval. So you might want to consider that first before looking to finance it, because you're really only financing the what you use in that 2 to 3 year term when you're leasing versus the whole price of the vehicle when you're financing. But here are the fees you need to be aware about. The first one here is that there is an acquisition fee of $695 when you're leasing. You do not pay that when you're financing. And when you're done with the lease, there is a $395 disposition fee when you turn it in. That is waived if you buy in or get another one. So that's a big variable, if, or not necessarily big, but there is extra fees when you're leasing it that could be offset by financing it, or you won't get it when you're financing. Now, the biggest thing to decide whether you're leasing or if you're paying cash or financing is if you qualify for the 7,500 federal tax credit or not. In all three scenarios, if you qualify, you get the 7,500, and really you can choose whatever you want based upon lowest monthly payment or whatever fits in your term. But if you do not qualify, leasing is your only way to get the 7,500 federal tax credit. And of course, you could do a lease buyout pretty quickly right after that, but you do have to do it through Tesla Trust or Chase Leasing if you're or looking to do that for a lease buyout. But certainly then you can kind of get into which one makes the more financial sense for you, and that's where you have to kind of just add up all these different payments and see like, hey, if I'm paying $500 a month for 36 months, how much is that out of pocket, and what will the vehicle be worth at the end of it? You can actually see all these different terms, like how much the vehicle will be worth, which also labeled as option to purchase at 34,000, and then you can see like, hey, am I throwing money away at this, or is it worth it to kind of buy it and finance and really take the depreciation on yourself, because that's what you're doing when you're financing. And so right now, to give you the TLDR, Model Y lease is a lot of out of pocket and a lot in payments over the 3 years. And you probably will be better off just trying to buy it and financing it and taking on the depreciation yourself. But if you're someone that is always going through vehicles every 3 years, then leasing could be a good one because then you're always fresh with the newest technology. But if you add up some of these payments, like $500 for 36 months plus the down payment on the lease that they structured here at $299 down, you can see that adds up to quite the penny. I mean, I guess we could do the math here times 36 plus 3,000 plus like whichever taxes, because it could be either on the monthly payment or even upfront. I mean, just the rough numbers right here, that's $21,000 out of pocket for leasing and borrowing the vehicle. And then you have to, or you have the option to buy it at $34,000 after that. And so you can kind of add up both of those if you wanted to buy it. Now, if you're someone that is accident prone, or the vehicles are not necessarily kept up in the best condition, you could lease it, because then it's not your vehicle at the end and it's Tesla's problem to work with like depreciation and everything, but you still have to keep it upkeep to a certain amount and at least not have damage to a certain amount. They've got like these meters and everything that kind of rate like, is this actual damage or is it wear and tear? And so certainly you still have to keep the vehicle in good condition. It just doesn't have to be in perfect condition, so to speak. But hopefully that clears up the two different situations, and maybe you can kind of go from that and see which one is the better option for you, whether it's leasing or buying a brand new Tesla. But of course, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code just like the one down below in the description, so you can get 3 months of full self-driving. But one thing's for sure, if you're buying a new Tesla, it does not come with this, and that's a set of all-weather floor mats. My favorite set so far right now is a set by 3W Liners, and I've tried all the different floor mats that are out there: 3D Mats USA, Tasmanian, and a bunch of Amazon ones, and by far these are going to be my favorite set. I've got them in our Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and also Cybertruck as well. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, not only will you save 25% off and get a set under $100, you'll support the channel as well. So definitely check out our partner 3W Liner floor mats down below in the description, and let's get on to the next topic. And I forgot to mention this because Tesla vehicles, electric vehicles, really luxury vehicles as well, depreciate a ton. I mean, if you take a look at this 2019 Model 3, it's worth $15,000 retail. So wholesale is probably worth even lower than that. And so if you're someone that, doesn't necessarily want to deal with depreciation, you want a set loss, set monthly payment, set rental payment, then leasing is going to be your easier route. But if you're someone that wants to take it on yourself and finance the vehicle and deal with selling it at the end of 5 years or whichever, then of course financing or buying a vehicle could make more sense for you. So it kind of depends on which kind of route you want at the end of it. But the one thing's for sure, leasing isn't necessarily throwing money away, but what is for sure, buying a vehicle is, you're going to lose money no matter what, and how you swing it. And so I guess the name of the game is how much least amount of money you could lose at the end of the day, whether it's leasing or financing or buying, depending on your situation and everything. Cybertruck is way too big for me, so that's why. Yeah, Cybertruck is nice. It's big, but it does drive pretty nicely with the steer power. Can't wait for next month, Alex. Yes, we are all conditioned for the deals. Secret, just noticed that Connected is a incentive for 1,500 plus the 7,500, but don't know what to do. Don't know to if wait for the performance or just get the long range. Yeah, performance. Hopefully it's around the corner. I guess we'll see for the Model Y. Glass. My Juniper is rare up here in Canada. Only seen 2 so far. Both launches July through August for the non-launch, and it's up 16K value up. Yeah, nice purchase for sure there. And it seems like people are posting this a lot of Model Ys in Canada, maybe on like the Toronto side or something like that. In this next topic, is full self-driving worth it? It's $8,000 or $100 a month for a subscription. Well, Tesla posted this interesting thread to ask people out there to show them and talk about what their experiences is with full self-driving. So let's take a look at it, because, you definitely heard my experiences with full self-driving. I used to be a hater for sure, and now it is pretty worth it depending on if you drive more than like an hour to an hour and a half a day round trip. Here's this first video from Brandon. He said, full self-driving supervised drives me nearly everywhere hands-free. And I kind of agree with that. You can kind of just sit back, relax, and let your vehicle take care of everything. I mean, you might not get there the fastest, but you still will get there, and it will take a route to get you there. This is a new way I'm using my full self-driving in launch, my launch Model Y. It looks like it's just sitting back, relaxing, and watching the video as well. Full self-driving supervised has become invaluable, chauffeuring me daily across the Twin Cities and metros in any weather, clear skies. For my job, I have to make 520-mile road trips between Minneapolis and Des Moines at least once a month. And yeah, that's, I mean, autopilot and full self-driving, that's where it really shines. That open highway, straight line, no less traffic, or just even if there's a little bit of traffic, just sitting back, relaxing, and listening to audio podcasts on top of that. Teslanomics posted this: drinking my tea in peace with no warnings. I mean, certainly you do have to, I think you do have to keep a hand on the steering wheel, but yes, like drinking whatever you want, of course, not alcohol, and maybe snacking whatever you want as well. Very fun to see all these different things here, but it's cool, definitely very cool. I would say, you know, it still is a computer at the end of the day, and a computer is going to do computer things. And so it is a little bit of a learning curve for you and the vehicle, and also you, so that you can kind of understand what it's doing, why it's doing that, and depending on the cameras as well. But certainly, if you're interested, there is a full self-driving transfer program at the moment, so that you can try and transfer, or you can transfer a original vehicle that has full self-driving onto your new one. And so there is definitely tons of value out there if you're looking to get into a Tesla with full self-driving. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Live, will there be any Juniper Model Y discount on rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive? Yes, I would imagine there will be some inventory discounts. I thought there was going to be inventory discounts by now already, but certainly it's been a little bit. Jet, user referral for Model 3 Lease. Thank you. Any help with a mobile connector? Yes, actually, if you join my super secret Discord down below in the description, or maybe just send me a DM, I'll point you in the right direction, so you can get a nice discount on one U-Haul Stanley brake. Yes, 100%. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for the like button, the comments, and everything. And I guess if anybody wants, yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one.